Hey y'all, we are back and we have another grant. And this grant opportunity is for both for-profits and nonprofits, plus NGOs, but that's interchangeably sometimes. So this grant opportunity is valued at over $50,000. And when we talk about something valued, yes, we are talking about a fellowship. And in this fellowship, y'all, essentially when you get done, you are going to be positioned to ask for money. You're going to be rubbing elbows with individuals who can get you access to money. So I always say, do not shy away from these fellowships, these cohorts, because sometimes you actually walk out better than, I think all the time, but that's just me, than if somebody just hand you the money and you don't get to skip those teachable moments that somebody is going to teach you, okay? But before we talk about this further, please do not skip over this. We got another scammer out there, okay? And they are using my name, my likeness, all these things in order to scam y'all. And unfortunately, a couple of y'all have been scammed by this person, but please, I beg of you, do not ever leave your email address in the comments. Most importantly, I am never going to reach out to you. Never, because I have a website and that is how I communicate with individuals. I am typically responding, unless you're on my email list, sign up below. I would send you some type of email communication, but I'm never going to tell you I can guarantee you a grant. I'm never going to ask you for your banking information, and I'm never going to conduct business with you out of my comments anyways, because that is why I have a website. And how you can tell that it's not me, only I, Ebony, can heart your comment or love, however you want to define it, and then I'll typically leave a comment after that. But if somebody likes your comment and says contact them, or likes your comment and says reach out to this email address, or likes your comment and asks you for your email address, it is not me. I always heart comments. So if somebody ever comments and they have not hearted it first, it is not me, okay? Be vigilant, do your due diligence, and protect your money, okay? We're trying to get to generational wealth, and if you're trying to get to generational wealth, put it in the comments, because we ain't trying to get to scammers, okay? We're trying to get to free money that we do not have to pay back, that is going to get us closer to generational wealth and grow our businesses, our empires, okay? Now, if you are new to the channel, welcome. I am Ebony, a licensed attorney out of the state of Missouri, and on this channel, we focus on grants, legal tips, and setting the foundation for your business to get you to generational wealth, because yes, money is good, but we want our money to serve generation after generation after generation. Check out that small business grant playlist. Several of you all have told me, where do I find grants? I can't find grants. In the playlist, okay? There's going to be a link in the description. These playlists, because it's both for-profit and nonprofit, it has no business needed grants, no deadline grants, global opportunities like this grant that we're talking about today. So wherever you are in the world, there is potentially a grant opportunity for you to apply for to fund your business. And I have 2 books. Y'all have been talking to me about, well, how do I apply? Do you help people apply? I definitely will. You can go to the website. There is a link in the description to that, where you can book a consultation, or you can book me to apply for a grant for you. But if you're not in a position to do that, I highly recommend getting one of these books. And I am running a special because I have reached 1 million views. I'm waiting to say subscribers, but we got to get to 100K first. But I want to thank you all for that as well. So you purchased that workbook, which is 130 pages of content. It talks about if you get the grant, if you don't get the grant, applying for the grant. It has quizzes in this book. It has sample answers. It has fill in the blanks. It has all things that can position you to submit a successful grant application. And guess what? You will then get my first book that I wrote for free. So now you're getting over 160 pages of content for the price of one book, which is way less than booking for a consultation if you are not currently able to do that. But if you are like, I don't know if I really want to purchase this book, go to their website. There are several 5-star reviews to help you make a more informed decision before handing over your money. And if you would like to further support the channel so I can continue to provide these resources free of charge on YouTube, come on over to the Patreon. I'm going to quickly share my screen so you can see what's in there in case you want to join. Here's the Patreon. Yes, information is locked. However, once you become a member, the information will be unlocked. I post different grants in here. I post cohorts. I post articles. You see, there was a $25,000 grant that was recently posted, a $150,000 grant opportunity, and a designer internship was posted in here. Scholarships. I post anything that I think will be helpful for you while you're on your entrepreneurship journey and or your generational wealth journey. But we don't want to stay over there too long because we're trying to figure out how can we get access to something that is valued at more than $50,000 and I'll be positioned to pitch for money and rub elbows with money. Yes. Now, before we do that, leave that comment. Let me know where you're watching from, city, state, and our industry, so I could potentially find grants in your city, state, and our industry. But we already know what we're not doing. We are not leaving our email address, our phone number, any identifying information, and we are not responding to anything that sounds too good to be true or gets our antennas going, okay? Because you can go to my website if you need to get in contact with myself. Now, this fellowship grant opportunity, this is over a 7-month period. So that is why I say it's worth way more than that, because individuals are going to give up that type of time in order to ensure that you have a successful business. You're going to get one-on-one coaching, one-on-one mentorship, an online masterclass, access to a global summit, access to the alumni community, as well as featured in magazines and podcasts. The exposure alone is worth it. Now, they are going to ask you to provide various documentations because, as I said, this is for for-profit and nonprofit businesses. You will have to provide your articles of incorporation, which actually shows that, hey, I have one of these types of businesses. Now, when I say for-profit, let me clarify because I did not say this at the top of the video. They're looking for social enterprises, right? So if you're a social enterprise, there is a component of your business that is focused on community, okay? So you can't just be a straight for-profit and I'm only talking about money. You have to have that balance where, yes, we are for profit, but we're also balancing that against the interest of community. They are going to look for audited financials, y'all. So if you don't have an accountant, get one now. If you are planning to apply for this grant opportunity. Also, they're going to want to know the number of employees, if you have a board of director. Now, with your board of director, you will have to give them information on their credentials. And also folks that are in management positions. And this is critical because essentially they want to make sure that the individuals that are running your organization, running your company, etc., that they have the requisite background to do that, right? So let's say you hired me to be your marketing strategist. I don't got no business doing that for anyone, right? Versus you hired me to be in-house counsel. Then it would make sense when they're deciding who are they going to allow into the fellowship to then get access to free money for your business, i.e. organization, etc. And then there's only a couple of questions that you have to answer. The first question, they're calling it a motivation statement, and essentially, why do you want to be a part of the program? And most grantors, that is what they're going to ask you, like, it's similar to what you're going to do with this money. Like, how is this money going to help you? Essentially, how is being a part of this program going to help you? And that is something where I say you're going to have to dig deep. I always say that you want to get some type of emotion out of the grantor when you are writing. And the most important thing with most grantors is your ability to tell a story, right? When I finish reading your application, I should feel like I'm kind of connected to this person and you're no longer just a number as an applicant. Now, the second question is essentially, what do you plan to do with the expertise and knowledge that they're going to give you in the program? So essentially, they want you to be future thinking. And then what do you bring to the program? What do you bring to the table is the question. And this is kind of like I say in most of the videos, not only should you be aligned with the grantor, but the grantor should be aligned with you. So if you cannot communicate, because remember, you're going to be in a cohort, and a cohort is kind of like, a team, right? So what are you going to bring to the team? It's not going to be someone that's just going to show up and take. what are you going to give? And specifically, they also put as a requirement that this individual or individuals that are selected must participate in every single meeting. And the meetings are virtual because remember, this is a global opportunity. So wherever you are in the world, you are potentially eligible to participate in this program. So you got to participate in every one. And the expectation is that you are going to submit every single assignment. And then you have to have 2 letters of references. But the references, one has to be a supervisor, and then the other one has to be a colleague. So they are very particular in what they are looking for in order to decide who's going to be a part of this program. So make sure y'all leave that comment, city, state, industry, all that good jazz so I can potentially find a grant for you. But we already know what we are not doing. That is correct. We are not leaving our email address, our phone number, any identifying information in them comments that get scammed. And we are looking for hearted comments only. But remember, I will never reach out to you because you can go to my website, link in the description, in order for you to get in contact with me. Now, with all of that, let's look at this grant. All right, y'all, this is the NGO Whisper Global Fellowship Program for 2025. And as I said at the top of the video, this is a global opportunity. So wherever you are in the world, you are potentially eligible to be selected for this opportunity. I will say that there are going to be different deadlines depending on where you are located in the world. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to that. But then we're going to scroll down and look at the faculty that they have. As I've said before, who have they supported in the past? So the graduating global fellow class, we have individuals from Uganda, Tanzania, Bangladesh, South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria. So this is literally an opportunity that goes across the globe. So again, do not miss this opportunity. And then we go back up to the application and you click apply. Here's the application. And as you can see, they are offering 50 scholarships. And then once you put in your email address, we're going to just click through this fairly quickly. You're going to redo your email address, your WhatsApp, your name, organization, years that you have been working at your organization, your highest education level, how many people report to you, and then you're going to provide their information if you do have any direct reports. And then your goal, the scope, your geographic scope, your address, your country. Now the files that we already talked about, you're going to upload those, your articles, your tax exempt letter. So you all know as a nonprofit, there's 2 phases. You have going to your Secretary of State's office and getting that nonprofit status. But then in order to get that tax exempt status, you have to go through the IRS and then you will get that IRS determination letter. So that is something that they are looking for. So unfortunately, if you currently do not have that, you're not eligible today to apply for this opportunity, but I am certain they will have a 2026 grant opportunity that you will be able to apply for to potentially participate in this fellowship and get access to free money that you do not have to pay back. And then your audited financials, which we've already talked about. And then on this page, you're just talking about your board of directors, which we've discussed who they are. And then they want a Word file of that. And then they talked about how many people are going to be employed, your management team, and they want to know their credentials, and you're going to do a Word file for that. And then the last page is connecting them to your social media profile, whichever one that you have, you're going to give them that information. And then these are the questions, the motivational statement, your letters of references, and then they saying that you are going to attend all of the programming, the sessions, etc. And there is an application fee. It is 100 GBP, but that converts to $125.95 of American US dollars because I am not familiar with GBP. And that is where those scholarships come in. And essentially they're having this application fee because they want to make sure that individuals that are participating in the program are serious, but then also they do understand that there are communities that might not have access to this amount of money, which is why they are offering the 50 scholarships. So please do not apply because you do not have the application fee. Please reach out to them in order to apply for the scholarship. And then how did you hear about them? You're gonna put my YouTube channel, of course, Money Time with Ebony Dion ESQ, and then you're gonna hit submit. And then they're gonna reach out to you. They're gonna tell you that you got selected to be a participant. They're gonna tell you that you're gonna essentially end up walking away with some money at the end for your organization that you do not have to pay back. And we're gonna celebrate because you're gonna leave that comment, because you're getting that much closer to generational wealth, which is the goal of this channel. And of course, check out that ebook, check out the workbook, check out the small business grant playlist, check out all things to support the channel. Make sure you go to the website. There's some information on there for you as well. And join the email list, y'all. But like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. As always, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to tune me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel, and wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are having a beautiful day, and I will see you all next time.